You're watching Caribbean Today on YouTube. On his first day in office, U.S. President Donald Trump signed several executive orders, including one that will increase tariffs on goods imported from China, Canada, Mexico, and other countries. This move is expected to drive up costs for goods in the Caribbean region, prompting calls for Caribbean leaders to develop strategies to mitigate the adverse effects of these tariffs on their economies and consumers. Goods imported from China to the Caribbean, for instance, must first pass through U.S. ports where a 25% tariff is applied before heading on to the Caribbean. All Caribbean islands are trading partners with the United States. The Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, and Trinidad and Tobago are the top three Caribbean trade partners with the U.S. Trinidad and Tobago records $5.4 billion in trade, with 45% of exports being refined petroleum. The Bahamas follows with $7.3 billion, importing $5.5 billion in goods and exporting refined petroleum, which is 55% of all exports. The Dominican Republic leads with $20 billion in trade, but has a $13 billion trade deficit, importing 35% refined petroleum, 11% machinery and electronics, and 6% cars, while exporting $7 billion in goods like tobacco, optical, and film equipment. Increased tariffs on Caribbean exports to the U.S. are expected to negatively impact the region's economy by reducing competitiveness and decreasing demand for Caribbean goods. For example, higher tariffs on steel and aluminum may impact Caribbean manufacturers who rely on these materials for products like cans. Given the Caribbean's reliance on the U.S. market for exports, the effect could be significant. To alleviate these effects, Caribbean nations may need to seek alternative export destinations beyond the U.S. market. Another option being discussed is for Caribbean manufacturers and local farmers to gain an economic foothold by distributing their products within their own countries. Increasing domestic production of goods that are currently imported could help reduce reliance on external markets and strengthen local economies. At CaribbeanToday.com, we cover your world